Lesson 246. Speak these words to yourself. Everyone talks and says something about themselves, whether positive or negative. But the words you speak has consequences, and you will be accountable in the moment the words leaves your mouth. But these words are like a spark, a little fire inside you that has the ability to shape your future and give the direction of your life. Today, you will learn the words you should speak to yourself. Learn from people of God who use the words to their advantage and create a victorious life around you. It is better to be in the right side of yourself. Learn how to speak with a positive attitude even when things do not seem to go your way. Even though God knows everything you do, will it be better for you to let Him know of your worries and the troubles you go through as well? King David is one of the brilliant examples of when nothing he did without letting God know. He laid his plans in God's hand because it was through him that he drew his confidence from. Because of his commitment and love of God, God gave him success in everything he did. In fact, God told him, "Whatever you have in your mind, do it, for the Lord your God is with you." Wherever you allow fear or worries in your life, it is when doubts come in, and when doubt manifests itself, it will be revealed by the words you will say. You may think because God is invisible to you, then His power is not available in your life, making you feel like you are all alone. But how much do you love God? And how much do you trust in His power? Even in your lowest point in your life, are you still willing to let God create something greater within you? Or will you stumble and fall? Learn how to stand firm before God so that His greatness will be manifested within you. The words you will speak will be the abundance of knowledge and blessings that will manifest within you. To gain such power, you must be willing to devote yourself to learn from the Word of God consistently. What gives you power is not what is manifested from the outside, rather what you allow to gain from the inside. Make a deliberate action to seek God's presence every step of the way. Meaning, you must let God know what is going on with you. Depend on Him that He has the answers, and ask Him to help you through troubled times. In times where you do not understand, be honest before Him and tell Him that you cannot make it without Him. This shows your act of humbleness, and it gives you confidence that whatever you do, you are not alone. Train your mind and spirit to make it a habit and a lifestyle that you slowly build throughout your life. When you are in this path, avoid getting yourself in the way of the wicked, for such kind of acts disappoints God, and it clearly states that God is not enough for you. This is why people go and find satisfaction in other places, thinking that the world has the answers, only to find disappointment and regrets in the end. Are you not tired going through the endless circle of mediocrity? How much will you follow your own desires and never find satisfaction of your soul? Remember, everything began with God, from the first day you were born till the end of this life and the life to come. If that is the case, wherever you find yourself in an empty path, turn to God and remind Him with the words He told Jeremiah when He said, "I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah 29:11. In all this, remember your faithfulness is important. It is your best act of worship, because worship goes beyond just singing and praying. Rather, it requires your devotion to deliberately reject the way of the world and all its wickedness, and to follow the way of God. It can only be complicated if you keep holding on to the wicked ways and give in to sinful life. It will trouble, ache, and confuse you, and you will never find peace. God reminds you and says, "Perfect love drives away fear." How much do you love the Lord your God? If your love is true, you will never let worries rule your life. Rather, you will have confidence that all things are made for the good of those who love Him. When you change your words and with the right attitude towards circumstances, your life will begin to change. Not only say positive things about yourself, but rather remind God of his promises for you. Remind him that you are created according to his wonderful plan of prospering you and not to harm you. Remind him that he said you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. Remind him that he said in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. Remind him that he said, "Ask, and it will be given to you." These words are written to give you a positive mindset tools that will help you live with hope and expectation, and it will protect your soul from not to feel downhearted from every day's world troubles. For you know deep down God, who is greater than all things, will be there beside you, and he will never fail you. For his promises are true, and his ways are just. Therefore, do not grow weary in doing good, for in due time you will reap the harvest if you do not give up. Galatians 6:9.